Hey guys, Jasmine here, and today I am back with Bailey. Still not here in person. I haven't met him in person yet.
Been so long
What do you mean?
since we've done this in person. I mean, like
I haven't met you in person
the
though,
podcast.
Bailey.
What?
I haven't met you in person though.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's right.
Anyways, we're gonna be continuing on with some more Higurashi Kai. This will be our second last episode on Higurashi Kai.
Yeah.
Anyways, so episode 18 starts off with a man sitting in front of a tent trying to give a tour of his lot, which is for sale. Very thrilling stuff. Uh,
And I put down here the
yeah.
number of sales offered for sale as one item, such as at an auction, because there's a number of articles saying it. And so a
Ah,
sale of a tract of land is not made with a guarantee as to the exact amount of land involved.
okay.
So it can be a bit tricky because even though he's auctioning, okay, you can have this land, is the guy entitled to sell that land or not? Because
Mm.
we know how Mion and Shion's grandma.
There were like some characters that were selling their land, or like their places in the show, weren't there?
Yeah, but old hag granny wasn't happy about that,
Yeah.
so that's why I put like that, those little notes.
But yeah, a lot of the first three notes is all about auctions. Like, this is horror, not bidding wars, like container wars. But yeah, however, the sale doesn't appear to be working. We see another man as he goes for a walk and takes some pictures. We then see Rika playing with a ghost girl. But from the man's point of view, he can't see her. So it's a ghost only Rika can see.
Yes,
We really need to keep an eye on
she's
her, don't we?
yeah.
She's weird.
And what does she have on her head? Are they horns or?
Yeah. Yeah, they are horns.
She's a devil.
No, she's not. In fact, she's almost
Yeah.
the opposite. And later we see Satoko and Rika in class watching the other kids play from the window. Mion is looking at them. Then Satoshi shows up and thanks her for being so attentive with Satoko. He sits next to Mion, and the two talk, and Mion decides to invite Satoko over to play some games. Satoshi says he's looking to buy her a gift. So this is like the only other time we ever really see Satoshi. Like this is like the only time he's really had proper lines for the show, hasn't he?
I think so.
Like, there was the scene in the alleyway from that other timeline. But other than that,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
I
think
remember.
this is like his first proper introduction.
Yeah.
Anyway, Reina is at home. Don't you mean Rena?
Rena, yeah. I think autocorrect put Rena for some reason.
Uh,
So it's Rena. Rena isn't home,
yeah,
and this woman tells her to take these pills even if she feels better. Rena isn't happy about having to pop pills,
yeah,
and later takes a bath. She has a flashback of a woman and the words "I'm sorry" are repeating again and again. So she's starting to remember certain
yeah.
events
I will note
outside.
there's one funny thing about the autocorrect situation that comes up. I don't know if it's in this or if it's in the new one. Actually, unless it came up at... Oh no, that's right, it came up in timeline 4. Remember? She goes by Rena and drop the I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But she's
because
still
of
pronounced her name
her
the same
mum,
way,
I think it
right?
was.
Does she pronounce her name the same way?
No, so it's you got Rena or Raina, which is her
Okay, that's
actual
probably
name.
my confusion then.
Rena is the more common name that she goes by, though.
Mhm.
Anyways, later Rena is outside and introduces herself to the neighbor. Once completed, she leaves and says to herself, "I'll restart my life under a new name." Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. Which is literally just removing the I from her name. That is really, really hiding your identity, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just remove the I from my name. No one will suspect a thing.
Yeah. Or like you've seen those where, like in those old crime shows, the people use their maiden name
As their
or
first.
they use their last name as the first name to try and get away with the crimes. Or they use what's it called? Where you can rearrange the letters of a full name
Anagram.
and spell something else.
Anagram.
Yeah.
Like how in Harry Potter,
Yeah, like that.
Tom Marvolo Riddle is I am Lord Voldemort.
It's actually Voldemort.
I don't.
There's no T.
No, it is Voldemort.
Yeah, but you don't say the T. The T is silent. It's
Yeah.
Voldemort. Okay, anyways, where were we? At school, she runs into Satoshi and introduces herself. He doesn't look well and says he feels as if footsteps are following him around. Reina replies that she knows of these footsteps.
That's weird.
Satoshi sees, yeah, like she sees dead people too.
No,
Satoshi sees,
he's like experiencing the same thing she did.
yeah, I know I'm making a joke.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? The Sixth Sense? I see dead people.
Oh,
Then they replaced the doctor with Rick Grimes. You must be new here. Satoshi sees Dr. Erie and... Is it Erie or Irie?
it's like Ari, I think.
Alright, sees Dr. Irie and tells him that he won't be able to come around to the hospital for a while, as he's going to start working to get Satoshi a teddy bear. And that teddy bear, it's evil, it's cursed, it's the
Don't you
reason the
mean
loop is happening. They must burn the bear.
Satoko?
Yeah, sorry.
He's
Satoshi's
working hard to get
working
himself
to
a teddy
get,
bear.
yes, the teddy bear for him, and Satoko doesn't get to play with it at all.
That's mean.
Well, if you think about it, he's working to get the teddy bear for him, so he can give it to Satoko.
Yeah.
I still can't believe this guy did not know what layaway was.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he is an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, he also asks if he can take his bat home with him so he can get some practice swings in. At police headquarters, Ocean Man and another detective are going over a crime.
Is that Oishi
Seems-
you're talking about?
Yeah. Seems the Oyashiro curse has struck again. Oishi isn't happy and vows to avenge the old man.
Yeah.
It's huge! That's what Erie said.
Really?
Irie said.
You doing a
Yeah.
that's what she said joke, but with Ire?
No, that's what he said. Satoshi has finally got enough money for the teddy bear, and Irie is helping him deliver it to Satoko, as it's too big to fit on his bike. He wouldn't be able to see where he's going.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Lol. Okay.
Yeah,
Satoshi
starts
starts.
having a bit of a freak out. He's like scratching his wrists, his own face, and his chest, like as if he's like covered in chickenpox, as you wrote.
Yeah, he's just got a scratch, you know, or like a junkie, you know, where they got to get the fix. Especially like crystal meth and heroin and that. That's just really like That's
For
bad.
demonstration purposes.
What?
I'm demonstrating.
Oh yeah. Okay. Was it? Irie takes him back to the hospital. Irie explains to Mio that Satoshi is showing symptoms and was somehow able to keep it suppressed long enough to buy the teddy bear. So, what I find interesting about this is, okay, these parasites, like,
Yeah.
we know that they infect hosts, they can force them to do stuff, but I find it interesting that there are ways, like, the will, people can have the will even
So,
subconsciously to suppress it.
yeah, but I wonder why the teddy bear is like a trigger.
Yeah.
Was it
Maybe
just
it's
the
like,
fact that he was so dedicated to doing it, to like getting it, and the moment he had it, he relaxed, and that's when it struck.
yeah, maybe that he had like too much stress on his body, and when he finally relaxed, the parasites were able to take over. Like maybe the stress was affecting the parasites.
Yeah. So, are you saying a way to beat them is just to be stressed 24/7?
That would appear to be the case, but we have no real
Okay.
evidence on how they work. Or well, we have like we have the notes from Mio, but we don't know like we know the parasites exist, but we don't know what the triggers or like how to suppress them.
Yeah. Anyway,
Maybe it could be like a ticking time bomb.
oh yeah, it would suck. Just it's like you gotta keep your stress level up to survive. It's like the movie Crank, how the guy had to do like keep his heart
Keep
active
his
by
heart
doing,
elevated.
huh?
Is that the one where he was poisoned? He had to keep his heart rate up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was with Jason Statham, I think.
yeah. I just brought that up because it's like it's similar to that in a way.
Yeah,
Anyway, getting back to this to our story, we're going back to the field. I think the man taking pictures, which is Tomitake, I'm pretty sure. He
yeah,
sees Rika, and maybe the ghost girl. He's not entirely sure. And Rika freaks him out by calling his name. Oh, it's my Bara. Oh, it's the dad. That's right. The dad's
yeah,
taking the photos. Rika tells him she's been waiting for him to move here. The first guy at the sale shows up and tells Maibara not to wander off as it's almost time. Maibara leaves with the man, but when he looks behind him, he sees that Rika and the ghost girl are both gone. It's like Batman moment. Just disappears.
yeah.
Honestly, I do not understand how people can move that fast. That it's basically like disappearing.
Yeah, so when Dark Knight Rises, Catwoman does that, Batman's like, that's how it feels.
Which movie was that?
Um, Dark Knight Rises, the third in the trilogy.
I'm glad at least one Batman movie addresses that joke.
Yeah, I liked you can do that in Telltale Batman Season 2. There's the option to grapple away, and people loved it so much they added it in the final episode. Where you're having an argument with someone, then you can just grapple away.
Like, do they just watch you go away?
Yeah, so funny.
Anyway, Mion heads on home and sees her uncle briefly before he leaves. After he does, she talks to her grandmother and is confused as to why she's putting lots for sale to outsiders, even though she hates them. Old granny, Oya, I think it is. Oya, yeah, says she's refreshing the air. Though she doesn't like new people moving in, especially those from the city. She understands that it's necessary for the townspeople can only reproduce with one another for so long before the town becomes an inbred colony. Gotta love how horror has inbreeding as a possibility.
God.
It's secretly in Alabama.
Sweet home Alabama.
Yep. Exactly what I was thinking, but I didn't want to do the sounds.
Yeah. Alright, so where are we? I just lost.
We're on to our next episode.
Yeah,
Number 19.
Episode 19, beginning. So the ghost girl is introduced as Hanyuu. So
Well,
she's a
her name was already Hanyuu, but she's finally part of the real world.
Yes, she's taken on physical form.
And no one questions the reason why she has horns.
Yeah, and she is Mies to pleat everyone.
Yeah, I love how she messes up. It's so cute.
Yeah, and I was like, I think Reina finds her so adorable, and she tries to kidnap her 3 times.
It's like, if this is a regular thing that happens at the school, how is she not in prison, not in juvie?
Yeah,
like come on.
Yeah, and like the kids get to know her. It's like, what's your favorite food? I like sweets. I like tofu. And you see one guy like kid jumping up and down, like not jumping, but more like bouncing. When he asks her what's her favorite food, then this other one, my family owns a tofu store. You should come. I love tofu. Yay! And then when she gets kidnapped a second time by Reina, they tie her up.
And they type Reina up, don't they? Reina up.
Yeah, but the style, I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's what's it called? Shibari, I believe it's called.
Oh my! I'm glad you looked into that.
Oh, because I recognize it. And do you know what shibari is?
I'm pretty sure we've had it come up once before, actually.
Shibari is where they tie the ropes around that body to accentuate. But it's more like how do I say this?
It's like Japanese bondage.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Decorative bondage. And normally, the only thing that's missing is like they suspend the person in air.
Jeez.
Not everyone does that, but some people do it. They get a kick out of it. Anyways, so they're at school and they're playing the card games, and poor Hanyuu. It's as if have you seen Resident Evil 7, the game?
No, I actually have seen the episodes.
Yeah, well, there's a DLC where you got to play a card game with other people, and if you lose, you die.
Yeah.
So, and it just made me think of that. It's like, what is at stake for you here? Why are you so upset if you lose?
Yeah.
So anyways, they all end up ganging up on Kechi, and he loses, and he's forced to become a ladyboy.
Is it like a swan thing around his waist?
Yeah.
To accentuate the ding dong joke.
Oh yeah, and he just hates it. It's like, it's like, do you really want me to crawl back home wearing a collar, a tail, and bloomers on the first day? No. But instead he gets a maid outfit instead. Well, he gets the tail and that stuff as well, but he's just like, why'd they have to give him
only question is, what kind of tail was it?
Like a foxtail or something?
No, as in, is it go in or not?
Oh, no, it's not one of those tails.
Aww. He's missing out
Ew.
though.
Yeah, so anyways,
I apologize for that joke.
Rika is like, Hanu is already fitting in. And Kechi is like, she only just transferred today, but it feels like she's been with us forever. Rika's like, that's true, she has been right beside us forever. And Kechi's like, what do you mean? And Rika's like, nothing. So I think that's what she's implying is, because we know there's multiple timelines, even if we don't see her in them, she's always been
I
around.
feel like there's a lot of notes missing.
Yeah, so anyways, Hanu gets separated from the group, she fell down.
Yeah, isn't that
And
like... It's like the same thing that happens to Rika, except it happens to her.
yeah, and she comes face to face with Takanu and Mio. And I believe she gets her memories back. Like,
Well,
her
Takano
memories
and Mio
of...
are not different people, they're the same person.
Yeah, same person, but she gets her memories of the other lives, you know?
Yeah.
Timelines.
Well, like,
Yeah.
all the previous episodes that we covered, like, up to 17, was, like, Takano's backstory, and the way we were seeing that was supposed to be, like, Hanyuu seeing that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's interesting here is that, later at night, we see Rena, she's sleeping, and Hanu is talking to Rika about it, and it appears Rika has lost her memories.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, so Hanu is telling her all of this, and we find out Hanu is a former god of a local land.
I will say, you wrote Higurashi, I don't remember exactly which timeline that is.
That was I think it was the last or the one before.
Really?
I think it was the timeline with the poison gas.
I don't know if that was the previous one.
Oh, it might have been the previous one, but I think that's the timeline with the poison gas.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah. Was it the one where Rika got stabbed in the gut? Like, on the altar?
Yeah, I think that's the one, and then they were after Satoku.
Satoko?
Remember, she's crawled across the bridge, and then she falls.
That's a different thing altogether, like...
Yeah, no, she was on... They kill her at her place while Satoko hides. Then these people take her body to the altar.
That wasn't the previous one, that was the one before, I think.
Yeah, but that's the one you're referring to, when she's dead on the altar. Yeah, I think this is referencing that one.
No, but, like, in the previous one, we actually get a moment, like, a glimpse of what happened with Rika laying on the thing because she asked not to be gassed.
Yeah. Alright, then if not that timeline, then the timeline before.
Yes.
Alright, so Hanu also discloses her own backstory as a former god of a local land. Which I gotta be honest, I'm just like, God, you are a cruel mistress.
Yeah.
Why can't you fix this?
Anyway, another character returns in the form of Akasaka-san, and he's returned to Hinamizawa to investigate Rika's clairvoyance and her connection to Oyashiro's curse, and recruits Oishi along the way.
Because what's its name? I got it here. I think it's a dad that says in 1978 Rika told him a prophecy regarding a chain of mystery murders.
Yeah,
she
told
read it
Akasaka directly.
Yeah, and she wrote it down. Like he investigated it and read it in a journal, and it turns out everything is coming correct.
Yeah.
And Oishi is like, I want to uncover the truth. He goes, I'll do it. Like, no small lead is no lead for me. I want to investigate everything.
Yeah.
And
So,
what
Doctor.
he says here.
Hmm?
Sorry, what?
I was gonna continue, but you got something there.
Just the last bit. Um, he doesn't understand why Rika would know this, and because he's investigating, he doesn't know, like, okay, is this something she's planning, or is this like, or is she clairvoyant?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is she planning to take her own life? Okay, so the next day the kids are heading to school, and then you see Dr. Erie, and he's so different from how we saw him in the last timeline. He's so happy.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, it's did you forget? It is time for the monthly health consultation." And he just
Why
like his
is
glasses.
I don't get why
What?
he has to be so excited about
Yeah.
it.
And he's and you see his glasses shining, and he's so happy. And he looks at what was it, Satoko? It's like, what
Yeah.
happened to your hair braid? It's like, you lost it. I'm gonna have to punish you. And she's like, I never agreed to that. I never agreed to wear it.
But yeah, after that sort of
The
checkup,
teacher comes and scolds him, and then Rika's like, we need to talk.
yeah, and he
And she,
discloses the emergency manual number 34. Not to be confused with emergency manual rule number 34.
yeah. And so basically, Rika is the queen carrier. She's the queen bee.
And if
And
she dies,
wait,
the all of Hinamiza will basically get gassed before they can come to the syndrome that they have.
yeah,
So yeah, Rika tries to decode the reason why Takano would try to kill her, and recruits the help of her friends by analogizing her situation to the plot of a manga. Oh, yeah.
yeah. They're like, I have no idea you're writing the manga. It's like, I'd love to have your help.
I love how basically this whole like they get the whole situation through manga.
Yeah, because Rika's like, I'm writing a manga. I'm having trouble with the setup, the villain, the plot. Could you please give me some ideas?
Yeah.
And it's like, and she asks, like, what would the villain gain from killing the Queen Carrier? I want to be very consistent. And Mion's like, oh, okay. There has to be someone who gains profit from killing the Queen Carrier. And I got it written down what she said here. If a situation occurs in which a complete village gets massacred, there will always be someone forced to take responsibility for it.
Okay.
Even if that doesn't make the news, just make sure there is some opposing force that's trying to achieve that. And this confuses Rika, and then Mion goes on. A factual dispute, and then she writes on the chalkboard, she mentions like secret society, and she just uses an analogy for that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's and I know. Did you ever notice the way that she draws the analogy on the board? Looks like a pair of boobs.
Really?
She's got the B in one circle and the A in another circle.
Do you have to be that immature?
Yes, I do.
Do you see boobs everywhere you go?
I'm a man. I notice things.
What?
I'm a man. I notice things. Okay, so meanwhile, Takagi, the woman who promised to help Takano, tells Takano that a new research facility will be headed by her, Takano, and reveals her plan to defeat Koizumi's faction in Tokyo. So this brings up something very interesting. Mion used this as an analogy, but what if this analogy is an old memory? You know what I mean?
No, I feel like the analogy was a perfect. It was basically her nailing it. Gonna give points for that intelligence of like being able to understand a complicated plot.
Yeah.
Like all these characters in their own rights are very smart.
Yeah.
Even Rika and Satoko for their ages.
Alright, so, and that's the end of episode 19. Now we're on episode 20.
The trap.
Would you like to take it from here?
So, Rika, Oishi, and Akasaka identify Takano as the culprit to Ire and Tomotake's deaths, and eventually enlist the help. Oh no, they're not dead yet.
No, so what happened was in the beginning,
Okay.
Rika's talking to Iri and, is it not Takano, the camera guy?
Toмотake.
Toмотaki.
It's right
His
there.
name is, it's Mio. Mio is Mio Takano.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Alright,
so
like they eventually enlist Tomotake's help to gather incriminating evidence in the show. So, like Tomotake's double crossing with the police on the Tokyo group that's double crossing the other part of the Tokyo group.
Yeah, so Rika's by the shrine, the temple, whatever it is, and she's talking to Irie and Toмотaki, and it's said that she would never initiate the emergency 34 on purpose, but it's mentioned, you know, after her humiliation at the board, she might be just desperate enough to do it to validate her grandfather's work.
Yeah. So yeah, Rika says to Oishi that the Sanosaki family is not behind the annual murder mysteries. I wonder if Adam Sandler's there though. She later reveals to her friends the truth of her intended murder, and they manage to boost each other's morales to confront Takano's willpower together.
You say
Let's just hope it doesn't go the way of a gunshot.
Did you say woo power?
Willpower, I said.
I you said woo power, like woohoo.
I mean, it still works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Willpower.
Yeah, like when you got South Dakota, I think it is. He's like, the traps I normally lay out are Mia child's play, so she's getting ready to trap Mio with one of hers. Once I get serious, I will prevail over even an army.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and Reina can pull off some dangerous stunts when the time comes.
Like if we remember from the previous timeline though, which of the twins was it? I think it was Mion was able to do like a roundhouse kick to the guy's face.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and so we see Dr. Eerie, what was it? Dr. Eerie is skeptical at Takano's intentions. Because she's like,
I think we skipped the whole paragraph there. About
no, what happened was the two are having. Yeah, I got the notes down here. I wrote separate notes, but these notes up here are just the ones we're reading are short. So, Erie's going. Are you going to continue investigating the Himanazawa syndrome after the institution closes down? Because remember, the people, they did agree on the syndrome, the
Yeah.
board agreed, but not on the parasites.
Yeah.
And then Mio is introduced to someone in a car. Car pulls
Ah.
up, she's introduced, and I believe this person wants them. We don't know too much about it, but I believe this person wants to introduce, wants her to continue her work. So even if the institute shuts down, she's going to continue it. And so Iriasa is like, I'm just curious, what are you planning to do, like, once the institution shuts down? And she says, oh, I'm going to conduct some private research.
Yeah.
And what's weird I find is, she said, Doctor, I got it written here, Dr. Takano was the only one who took me in after I lost my parents. Though we were not related by blood, he gave me more affection than my real grandfather did. We didn't know much about her real grandfather, did we?
No. So she
So I find it weird that
associated
she
him
says
with
that.
her grandpa. Also,
Yeah.
just to go back over something that wasn't really mentioned, Keiichi and Satoko devise a plan to save Rika by debunking, trying to debunk the emergency manual as well.
Yeah.
That's what we missed. That's written
Okay.
over there. But yeah, so Akasaka goes to Rika's house. Oh no, he's stationed at Rika's house. And it's like, they have him there to basically make it seem like Rika and Satoko are home. Because it's like, why would you have just someone random in your house? Sort of stuff. If you're not there.
Yeah.
And Rika
Yeah.
and like Rika and everyone else attempt to enlist the help of Oishi to make a police announcement, but clearly Oishi would be hesitant of using police resources in a negative light.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
Because like he wants to stop the
yeah, it's not like
curse
Brooklyn
from
Nine-Nine.
happening. Yeah, he wants to stop the curse from happening, but you know, no one's gonna believe him if there's no proof.
Yeah. Oh my eye. Anyway, so Tomitake at the hotel I think he's at learns of
Yeah, I think it is.
he learns of Takano's connection with Koizumi, who is the lady in the car, and her monetary
Yes, and
connections with the military.
yeah, so apparently what's happened was she was donated she was given $1 billion.
What? 1 billion?
Yeah. That's what I got here when he's on the phone talking to, I forget his name. I got it here in the notes. The possibility exists that Mio Takano was donated 1 billion yen of funds through this connection.
1 billion, and it's like she just didn't take it and split.
Yeah, I think what it's speculated that she bribed the Yamainu, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
So she's clearly involved in some kind of conspiracy, but what it is, we don't know.
Anyway, also at the same time, Iri and Hoshi are surprised to learn that so many people are like, yeah, let's forget the past and make the Hojo family feel welcome.
I can't tell you how sus that was when I was listening to it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm pretty sure
because
Iri
the
and
Hojo
Hoshi were
family
also pretty
was,
sus of it.
yeah, they were disliked by the village. And then you got these people, I don't want to see any children suffering. It's when Dr. Erie's talking to these old women.
Yeah.
And then you see the old granny hag is coming. It's like, do you think Rika-chan will be able to perform the ritual dance? And he's like, as a doctor, I would like for her to keep resting. But and in the notes, like she keeps saying she wants to no matter what, and it's like
Yeah.
old Granny Hag's like, "Ah, it can't be helped. Dr. Erie, be sure to patch her up before the festival." It's like, why? What is at stake for you here, Granny? Why must she compete in the festival? And not only that, she wants Hanu and Sakato to.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah. Anyway, Oishi also enlists the help of his like co-workers. I'm pretty sure. Not
Yeah,
really friends. And more. It's more the co-workers, right?
yeah.
To carry out Rika's plan.
And what's interesting is he goes to to a graveyard and he puts flowers on the grave.
Yeah.
And I forget who he's talking to. So it's someone he knew, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I was wrong about the curse," because now he thinks Mio is behind everything. Yeah, Mio. Sorry, not Mion. If he
Yeah.
thinks Mio is behind everything, he's going to arrest her and get to the bottom of it and see if she killed his friend. And then we actually meet. There's some people there with flowers and food, and it's Akane Sonozaki. That's Mion's mum, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time we've seen her, huh?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure we saw her in the previous timeline. Just not really
But that was a
mentioned by
flashback, right?
name, I don't think. No, when they all of them go to the grandma to beg for help with the strike.
Okay. Alright.
And I'm also pretty sure she even turns up even earlier, as like maybe even season 1, I think. Actually, no, probably more like the first timeline of season 2.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll move on to the last episode we're covering today. 48 hours. I wonder why the episode's titled that.
What, sorry?
The 48 hours.
Oh, yeah, 48 hours. It's the next episode. So, oops, I spelled that wrong. So,
You just missed
it's
the O.
actually oblivious. Oblivious of Tamatake and Yuri's betrayal, Takano continues on with her plan. And I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain what that plan is.
It's basically kill Rika and destroy the whole town.
Yeah. And what do you got?
So yeah, Oishi confirms with Rika and her friends that the local precinct is on board with the plan and the announcement of Rika's death, which is set to be announced at dawn.
Which is very interesting since, you know, Mio wants to kill Rika, but what happens if she learns she's already dead?
Yeah.
And we also,
basically what they're doing is what Mio has done.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the most recent stories, Mio's faked her own death to be able to operate as freely as she wants.
Yeah, and it's mentioned, like, when in the opening, she's talking to someone on the phone, and this person says, as if everything goes to plan, First Lieutenant Tomatake will surely die, be dead by tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And using a H173 drug. And I believe that, and because you didn't notice this before when the town was hit with the poison, and Satoko was the only survivor.
Yeah.
Mio was the nurse there. And you said, like, Satoko died of natural causes, and I saw the look on Mio's face, I was like, nah, she killed Satoko, and I think this drug that's mentioned here is what she used to kill her.
Ah.
Because I saw on the look on her face when Satoko was ringing the bell saying she's fine, it will, because, when I saw her face when Satoko was ringing that bell, because she pieced everything together.
Oh, yeah.
Was ringing that bell, and you see Mion's there, and I knew that look on Mion's face. It's like, she's scared. What is she scared of? Okay, and so she goes to plan. She plans to kill Tomitake, and she's like, tries to get him on the phone, but he's not there at the moment. So,
So what's a person gonna do?
yeah. And so later we see Dr. Eerie and who is it? Rika's dad, I think it is.
Yeah.
Discussing the Yamayu have increased their security. People in the streets and the shadows are making preparations too. You know, the date is June 18th. Well, the next day, the festival will be on June 18th.
Anyway, what's the name of of this grand plan?
I have no idea.
You
What
have
was
it in
it?
the notes.
Oh, I know, but oh no, I got it on the notes on here, not
Yeah.
next to me. So the grand plan is named Operation 48 Hours, which is the title
Of the
of
episode.
yeah. And the next day, Takano's military forces are sent into a scramble over the validity of the report. So some of them are not believing it,
But some of them
and
are.
some of them, yeah. Meanwhile, Oishi and his associates deal with an organization spy, Otaka, who plans to come and investigate Rika's future. Well, let's go back a bit. When they're setting up the festival, Rika ends up with meeting up with Dr. Irie. And she's like, oh, I'm just looking around, checking on the festival. And he's like, I'd be disappointed if it gets cancelled tomorrow. And he's like, and then she's like, it's not going to get cancelled due to a little rain. And as he leaves, she's like, hey, can I ask you something? Would you happen to know where Takano has gone? Because she's planning to kill him. He's like, no, I haven't seen him.
Takano?
And she's like, yeah, Takano, that's Jiro-san. That's Jiro. Takano Jiro?
No, that's Tomitake.
Tomitake, sorry, Tomitake getting these mixed up. Alright, so she's
Takano
looking
is
for Tomitake.
Mio.
Yeah, Tomitake. Mia's looking for him.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I haven't seen her. Because she's planning to kill him. And later, Oishi meets up with the kids, and they're discussing their plan. And
the
we
fact
see,
that
like,
Rika's been out in the public for the last, like, 24 hours or stuff like that actually adds, like, some credibility to what's going on as well. Like, some dubiousness, actually, I mean.
yeah.
Because it's like,
And I believe that sorry, what?
The reason why it's called 48 Hours is because they plan to say that Rika's been dead for the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
But Rika's been walking around the last 24 hours.
Yeah, because actually Takano, sorry, not Takano, Mio gets a call. We get to see some light. Yeah, Mio. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know Mio. But Mio, so Mio, like I think she's completely naked because we see her topless when she gets a phone call. It's a nice side boobage, I might add.
Oh come on, man!
She gets a call,
and
she's talking to these military guys, and they're like, "What's going on?" And the guy tells her, I forget his name. We've seen him. He says that they received word that an unidentifiable corpse at the police station is confirmed to be their target, which is Rika.
Yeah.
And Mio, she can't believe this. It's like, what? No, she should be in bed with a cold. And according to the reports, 48 hours have already passed since her death. And it's like, no, that's not possible.
Yeah, it literally cannot be possible because...
It's 36 hours, right?
No. 48 hours.
No, it's 36 hours for the illness that kills... Hold on, I got it written down. Where is it? Oh, no, sorry. It's the symptoms appear as once 36 hours hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway...
Yeah, so Mio...
Yeah. You go.
Yeah, so she doesn't believe this, and the guy's like, nah, we got sources, and Mion, she's not buying this. She does not believe it is possible.
And
like she's
after some
smart.
time, they do figure it out.
Yeah, and she wants the body investigated immediately. And then she does realize it's false information.
Yeah, well, Okonogi realizes that it's false information.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Well, like,
yeah.
It's like one of them figures it out than the other.
Yeah, and we see what do you call it? What's his name? I keep forgetting Jiro's name. Tomitaki.
It's written down on the screen. Tomitake.
I'm looking at my notes. I got notes next to me. I'm looking at those. So the military force barges into his apartment.
But it's the wrong. It's the classic wrong room situation.
Yeah, they're like, what? It's the old switcheroo.
Yeah, it's like in what was it? There's like many movies that have done that. I think even a Mission Impossible movie did that once.
Yeah.
Anyway, like they're trying to apprehend him because of his calls with the investigation bureau. Because obviously, leak in the operation. He's the snitch.
Yeah.
So Otaka, I don't remember Otaka that much.
Yeah,
Has he
me
been in
neither.
other timelines? Or was he just this one?
Yeah. I think I don't remember him, to be honest.
But yeah, Otaka arrives at the precinct and claims to have the backing of the councillor. And guess who shows up in the presence of him? The councillor himself. And it's just like...
Yeah, what's
like,
funny is
thought.
Yeah, what's funny is Otaka he's like, you address me with he's like, don't you address me with Coon. I am your superior now. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like when the actual guy comes in, he's like, guy, you're arrested for murder. I know what you're doing. I'm gonna get you arrested. And he tries to. He's like, go arrest Oishi. What are you waiting for? And Oishi's like, why don't you do it yourself, big man? And he tries to attack Oishi. Oishi just flips him over his shoulder.
It just yeet.
Yeah.
And
okay, and that's funny when the guy comes, the actual president, and the mum was like, is there as well, and she's like, you were really asked by Councillor Sonozaki, not by his secretary or anything. It's like, naturally, me and Councillor Sonozaki phone call each other directly. And the guy's like,
I love how...
who the hell are you?
It's like it is literally a like you know the subreddit. Don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
So he literally had the real life experience of that.
Yeah, and when he realizes who they are,
It's like,
the
oh
Sonozakis,
fuck.
and he's like, "Oh God, I screwed up."
Doesn't he actually get arrested for
Yeah,
lying?
and then Dr. Eerie is talking to Mio. It's like she caught the summer cold. I went to check up on her. She was almost back to herself. Then she died, and Mion's
And Mia, you mean?
Mio. She's like, how does Riko's body turn up at Okonomio police station?
Yeah.
So she's so confused, and she gets a phone call. Who's it from? Hold on, let me check my notes.
It might be
Um,
Okanagi.
it's from Miss No.
Oh, car lady.
Yeah, Nomura, and
Yeah.
it's like, the plan. No, it's done. The thesis of your grandfather will be buried as utter nonsense, and I don't think I've ever seen her so mad.
No, I think that's later, isn't it?
Yeah, because she's talking. So this is after like Oshi flips that guy who looks suspiciously
Yeah.
like a goon guy who looks suspiciously like Clark Kent. Um, he realizes who he's talking to, like the Sonozakis. They're there. Then after that, the next shot is of Dr. Irie talking to Mio. And Mio's like, no, she can't be dead. I want to see the body. Then once that's done, she gets a phone call from Namaru saying that the plan is going to be her grandfather's researcher is going to be, it's going to be shut down. We're not doing that anymore.
Disregarded as gibberish.
Yeah, hearsay. And then,
Like she gets suspicious of Ira and figures out,
yeah, and it's like,
and also
and she
Toмотaka gets
finds,
captured.
they find a phone number that's been regularly being in touch with Tomu, and
Yeah, they
Mio's
managed to
thinking,
find him.
okay, what if there's more than one traitor? And that's when she realizes, Eerie, you daughter of a bastard, son of a bitch. Yeah, you're going down.
Yeah, so Toмотaka is captured, and I know Ira. Nothing really happens to Ira just yet.
But he gets captured though.
Yeah.
Like we don't see it, but we know it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, that's where the episode ends.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's he's gonna be captured.
Yeah. And with the end of the episode, we're gonna end this episode here. Links will be in the description of both of Bailey's channel and also both of TRScientist's channels. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know next video comes out. A ding, a ding, a ding, a ding.
Dong 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 dong. I'm the mad scientist signing off.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm going to be the too much information scientist, the TMI scientist.
Anyway, my name is Jasmine. Jasmine